Direction, that means would help I use two verses of scripture going to go through, one in the Old Testament, one in the New Testament. Job 19:25 to 27. He's getting it. I don't know if he's got that gold yet.
Yeah, I do.
And after my the believer's resurrection, of course, gives life. It gives life meaning, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. We have a meaning for life now that Christ resurrected. You know, Jesus didn't rise from the dead. There's no future day of resurrection for us, is there? If he didn't rise from the, he didn't rise from the dead, how are we going to rise? And of course, what does that do? Makes life lose pretty much any meaning. It made his death senseless. You know, if there's a If this life is all there is, a few years of alternate crying and laughing, mostly crying, then darkness, but Paul, Paul can say, if this life, only we have hope in Christ, we're all men most miserable. If we didn't have Christ, we're going to be miserable, right?
Right.
Christ gives us a joy. Just like in Philippians 1:21, he says, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. If we live for Christ, we know we're going to be gaining some, we're going to have some good gaining, right? We're going to gain some good stuff. We have to, of course, to do that, you have to accept Christ. If we're living for Christ, we're going to be rewarded. Life's worth living on if we live for Him. He can give meaning and purpose to life. Christ is the only one that can give meaning and purpose to our life. If they ever removed from this verse the words Christ is gain along with the words and, we'd have pretty much what would sum up our life without Christ. For me to live is to die. That's what it would wind up being. People think, oh, I'm just going to disappear. I'll just go turn into dust. Yeah, but when Christ comes back, guess what? That dust is going to be made back whole. You're going to see a lot of empty graves, empty urns. People start thinking, oh yeah, you get cremated, how's it going to resurrect you? He made us from dust, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Ashes,
He did.
whatever. He can.
You could do it
What
again.
makes you think you can't do it again, right?
Yep. You could do it again. Amen.
That one verse is a pretty good, valuable test for our lives. It says, for me to live is blank and to die is blank. Let's fill in the blanks, okay? For me to live is money, and to die is to leave it all behind. You know that old saying, you can't take it with you?
Okay.
What good is all your money going to do you in heaven? You won't need it there. It'd be like using the old Confederate bills nowadays. You'd be worthless. For me to live is fame and to die is be forgotten. Oh yeah, we can be somewhat famous around here. We can all be famous for something around here, but once we die, we're gonna be forgotten. Eventually, we're gonna be forgotten. For me to live is power, and to die is to lose it all. Oh yeah, you can have everything. You can be like, keep up with the Joneses. You can have the best house, the best cars. What's gonna happen when you die?
Kids will fight over it.
That's right. That's why I plan on leaving my kids nothing but a bunch of debt when I die. They can deal with that.
Thanks.
No, I wouldn't. Nope. Been there, done that.
And those my parents actually had. They said, you know, well, I leave a bunch of stuff for the kids to fight over when we're dead. I think I got a thing when my dad died. I got my grandfather's railroad watch. It's still in the jewelry box I got. It's what my grandfather had when he worked on a railroad out in Tennessee as a fireman on the steam locomotive. That's the only thing we left. You know, he leaves behind those things. It carried on. He left it to my dad. My dad left it for me. Now talking about that, the believer's resurrection makes death a gain for us, doesn't it? It's a good thing. The largest man-made structure on earth is a tomb. The Great Pyramids, Great Pyramid, the oldest man-made structure is a tomb. That is the oldest man-made structure. This Step Pyramid, Saqqara, is only one of 7 wonders in the world that still stands today. Is a tomb, the pyramids. So we see man's preoccupation with death, don't we? We see that. See that throughout history. Men have feared death most of all. Isn't it something else? But through Christ, you know, we don't have to worry about this. You know, a lot of us had that ugly sin. Here's a good example of it. A lot of art galleries in New York and Florida have been exhibiting paintings of Jacob J. Haas. His work is unique, though. Because he never did paint on canvas. You know what he used? He used old, dirty, rusty, worn out saw blades. Scenes of striking beauty, far, larger way God, but in a lot more than what larger way God takes that ugliness of death. He actually paints on it a picture of eternal life. When he does that. It's the same way God does. You don't think it's death, but beautiful scene you ever see of eternal life. This was best in verse 13 to 18. Brothers, sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope. We believe that Jesus died and rose again. So we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in him. According to the Lord's word, we tell you that we who are still alive or left until the coming of the Lord will certainly not precede those who have fallen asleep. himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet's call of God. The dead in Christ will rise first. After that, we are still alive, are left, will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so we begin with the Lord, so we will be with the Lord forever. Therefore, encourage one another with these words. That's a pretty encouraging statement right there.
Amen.
If we're dead, I mean, we can look forward to meeting all our relatives. You know, maybe we got some relatives maybe you can do without meeting at times.
Yeah.
But, you get some crazy relatives.
Crazy
We all have that, at least that one weird relative, don't we?
Crazy ones.
Don't we always have that one weird one that's in the family? Every family's got one.
Weird.
I tell people, shake my family tree, you'll see a bunch of nuts come out of there. We got them there. You know, Paul didn't want the Thessalonians to be anxious about the fate of death in Christ. Nor did he want them to grieve as those who do not know God, and therefore without hope. You know, for Christians, like all people, do grieve over death. I mean, we over somebody's death, we'll grieve over somebody's death. Grief is, you know, it's a normal, an essential part of coping with it. But, you know, Christian grief is actually tempered by hope. You know, because Christian's death isn't the end. I like the way, was it Greg Laurie put it? Death is not a period. It's just a comma. It means it's going to continue on. You're going to continue on. It's just here on the earth it ends. It's going to be just continue on to the continuation. You know, without doubt, you know, the Thessalonians knew and believed that the dead in Christ would rise. The question, of course, seems to be whether they would share in his coming. Paul, of course, emphatically stated that they shall suffer no disadvantages. So that resurrection means hope, doesn't it? The word hope in the Bible means a certain expectation. And we all hope for something. We have a certain expectation, don't we? You know, 1 Corinthians verses 20 through 28. You know, best way to sum it up is through the victory of his death and resurrection, Christ is going to ultimately triumph over his enemies, all enemies, including death itself. A Christian who's died physically will live eternally through the risen Lord. He has won the battle for us, didn't he?
Yep.
I mean, he fought the battle. So we go to this invitation. You ever see me kind of tearing up a bit? It's, you know, the song that Joanna chose was down at my dad's funeral, so I'm going to try to hold myself together. I should be able to hold myself together through it. So.